You search for Playwright code. Half the examples say await everywhere. Half of them do not. Nobody tells you which one is correct, because both of them are. By the end of this episode, you will know which flavor you should be writing, and you will recognize the other one on sight. 3 parts. What these 2 flavors actually are, the 4 things that change when you switch between them, and a clear answer on which one you should be learning first. So start with what these 2 words actually mean, because the names are not helping anybody. Playwright for Python comes in 2 flavors, and this trips up almost everybody at the start. Both can do exactly the same things. What differs is purely how much ceremony you have to type around them. Sync is a walkie-talkie conversation. You say one thing. You wait for the reply to come back. Only then do you say the next thing. Nothing else happens while you are waiting, and that simplicity is the entire appeal. Async is a group chat. You fire off several messages at once and handle the replies as they arrive, in whatever order they turn up. Far more powerful when you are driving many pages, and far more wiring to write. And notice what has not changed between the 2. Same play, same stage, the same actors standing on the same boards. The only thing that differs is how you choose to direct them from the wings. So, keep this one somewhere. Sync is a walkie-talkie, async is a group chat, and both of them can put on exactly the same show with exactly the same actors. Now let us look properly at the one you will actually be writing every day. Here is the sync script from last episode. Look at it closely for a second. There is no await anywhere to be seen, and the whole thing reads straight down the page exactly like ordinary Python does. Every line finishes completely before the next one is allowed to begin, which is exactly how Python already feels to you, so there is genuinely nothing new to learn here. That is the whole reason this course uses it. And then the one you only ever need to be able to recognize when you meet it. Here is that very same script in the async flavor, shown as a before and after, so you can see precisely what had to change and, just as importantly, what did not have to change at all. For changes, and that is the entire difference between the 2 files. A different import, an async function for it all to live inside, a wait in front of every single call, and one line at the bottom to start it running. That await keyword is the one that matters. It means, send this request off, and let other work carry on in the meantime while we wait for the answer to come back. That is where the overlapping comes from, which conveniently gives you a checklist. An async API import, an async def wrapper, await scattered everywhere, and asyncio rundown at the bottom. Spot those 4 tells, and you know for certain you are reading async code. Worth keeping beside you the first few times you read somebody else's Playwright code online, because you will meet both flavors within about 10 minutes of searching, and mixing them up produces errors that make very little sense. Which leaves the only question that really matters to you right now. Async genuinely wins in one particular situation. Say you need 50 pages scraped at the same time. One at a time, that is a very long wait indeed. Overlapping, the whole thing collapses into a short one. Because the thing that overlaps is the waiting, not the work. While one page is still loading, the other 49 are already loading right alongside it. Drawn out across time, it looks like this. Each page starts before the one in front of it has finished, so instead of adding up one after another, all of that waiting stacks on top of itself, and the total runtime collapses right down. The other place async makes sense is when Playwright goes inside an app that is already async, like a web server or a chat bot. But here is the number that decides it for almost everybody watching. Around 99% of testing work is plain sync. And the reason for that is simple enough. Tests are sequential stories. Go here, click on this, expect to see that, then move on. Sync matches that shape exactly, and the PyTest plugin we meet in Act 2 is built directly on top of it. So here is your check. You are writing PyTest tests for your company's login page. Which flavor do you reach for? Have a think, and pause here if you want longer. One rule of thumb to carry out of here, and it will serve you for years. Learn sync properly. Recognize async when you see it in the wild. And reach for async only when you genuinely need many things happening at once. So, to recap the episode, 2 flavors with identical abilities, for small changes between them, and sync is the one you will write because tests are sequential stories from beginning to end. Next episode is the big one, and it is the most important skill in all of Playwright, locators and how the spotlight finds your actor. Follow along free at the Playwright Dojo.